Maraming salamat, Jobs, and the rest of the February leaders with that very, very warm welcome. And of course, our 292 participants, palakpakan nyo naman ang inyong mga sarili. Thank you so much for being here. I truly honor and appreciate each and every one of you from the bottom of my hearts because I know some of you guys are so busy. Some of you guys may kailangan gawin ngayong umaga. It's Wednesday in the middle of the week. Some of you guys this time should be allocated to work on your business. But for whatever reason, you put a stop on whatever you guys are doing and choose you. Choose to invest time in your leadership. Choose to improve yourself so that we get to serve our people on a much better and a deeper level. I'd like to thank you guys and honor each and every one of you. Palakpakan nyo po ang inyong mga sarili. And I just also want to express my gratitude as I begin simply because naririnig ko yung mga wins ninyo. From the check-in question kanina, no? Some of you guys natutuwa, na-excite, na-experience nyo na finally parang nabuhay yung organisasyon ko. Parang nagkakaroon na ng conversation sa mga meetings na versus before na si manager or si leader lang yung nagsasalita. Ngayon nagkakaroon na ng buhay. Ngayon everyone is sharing or everyone is starting to contribute and embrace this new direction. And that is because you guys choose to improve or level up your leadership game. So lahat ito guys, kung nakikita nyo na nag-improve yung organisasyon nyo, choice nyo yan lahat. You choose to be in this program. You choose to apply the things that you guys are learning in this program. Therefore, I'd like you guys to itap nyo naman ang inyong mga sarili at sabihin nyo, ang galing-galing ko kasi magaling ka talaga. Yan. So mag-umpisa na tayo. So there's a lot of things that we're gonna talk about for today. But of course, we'd like to kick off. Mga first-timers, we have a lot of first-timers here. Welcome. Welcome, maraming po salamat. This is Empowered Program. Doon po sa mga nag-invite sa inyo dito, ibig sabihin. Can you guys see my screen? If you guys can see my screen, type yes or no on the chat box below. Okay, so nakikita naman. So yung mga nag-invite po sa inyo dito, no, they actually paid their program here in Empowered, but you guys are getting it for free during this Wednesday learning session today. So para lang sa benefits ng mga first-timers na nandito. No? So this is a 6-month leadership program where we help leaders in different organizations. No? Nag-umpisa to sa amin, sa A-Quest, na ito yung program na pinagdaanan ko at pinagdaanan nila Migs Flores, nila Leo Ordina, nila Cassie Domingo, kami mga leaders sa A-Quest. And right now, we're sharing it with the leaders in our industry at the same time sa mga iba-ibang leaders ng mga iba't ibang business industries. May music ako sa background. Naririnig nyo ba or naririnig nyo lang yung voice ko?
Voice mo lang.
Wow, ang ganda nitong ano na to, no? Nitong shore na to. Bumili na kayo guys, no? Ano lang to, no? Isasend ko yung Shopee link. Use my code, joke lang. Anyway, all right. Today's objective, para lang ma-check natin kung nasa isang objective ba tayo lahat, okay? So today's lesson is we're gonna teach you guys, or we're gonna share with you, and we're gonna allow you guys to experience how we give transformative feedback using ontological coaching. So what does ontological coaching means? Ontological coaching means as a human being, we're composed by 3 parts. Body.
Coach, loading lang yung slides, sorry.
Loading lang yung slides?
Yes.
O sige, thank you so much. So ipagpatuloy lang natin, no? As a human being, we're composed of 3 parts. Sabi ni Albert Meridian, that means our body, our heart, and our mind. That is composed of our what compose us as a human being. And sa gitna noon, okay, is our soul. So meaning, what we tackle or what we feedback or what we help people transform is based on their self-image or pagtingin sa sarili or pagkakakilala nila sa sarili nila. Ang pagkakakilala ba nila sa sarili nila, are they a committed person? Or hindi ako masyadong committed, tatamad-tamad ako. That we help them transform that mindset or transform that consciousness na kung ang dati pagkakakilala ko ay lagi akong kung tawagin ni Melo yan, no, ng kapatid ko, no, peltukin daw, no. Hindi ko alam kung anong ibig niyang sabihin doon. But kung ako'y lalampa-lampa or duduwag-duwag, papalitan natin yan ng courageous self-image or tinatamad ako, wala akong disiplina, papalitan natin yan ng committed self-image. We help our people realize that within themselves. No, is that exciting? All right, let's move forward. So let me check no kung okay na ba yung slides natin. Yan, can you guys see my screen? Yes?
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you so much. So it's now on full screen. Can you guys see my screen? Yes?
Loading na, coach.
Loading lang talaga. So ganito na lang siya. Okay. All right, cool?
Yes.
All right, thank you so much. So first objective, no, when we talk about transformative feedback using ontological coaching, mainly we use it to number one, we use feedback as a powerful tool to empower others, no? How does it feel na every time we call our people or every time tatawagan natin sila out of the blue, it's either dalawang reaction yan eh. Listen. It's either dalawang reaction yan. It's either hindi nila sasagutin or papatagalin nilang sagutin. Sabihin nila, "Hi coach, I'm busy." Or ramdam nyo naman na ayaw nilang sagutin yung tawag. Or second scenario is they're excited because they know they will get a lot of value from the conversation that you will have together. Are you guys with me? Right? So it's either you're at letter A or letter B. Right? Okay, so paano tayo magta-transition doon sa letter B or yung excited ako, sagutin tawag doon, or sometimes sila pa yung tatawag sa hingi ng oras because they're just very excited to have a conversation with you because they know they will be empowered or alam nila matutulungan natin sila sa next level nila. Okay? Second objective is awareness. Okay, we'll give you guys awareness and the structure. Okay, and maybe the guidelines and the pointers of the step-by-step coaching conversation in helping people transform. We will give it all to you guys today. Exciting ba yun? All right, next one. Okay, objective is use feedback as a tool to expand a person's awareness about himself, no? Some people, ginagamit natin sa alam niyo yan, sometimes meron tayong nakikita sa katrabaho natin or sa coworker, sa colleague natin or people that were leading in our organization na parang alam na natin na danger, parang mawawala ng landas, 'di ba? Or paano natin to masisita ng hindi disempowering, but kung hindi mako-call out natin siya in a way na mas mararamdaman pa niya, grabe coach. Alam mo yung sinita mo na, tapos yung mararamdaman niya, isasabihin niya po, grabe coach, ramdam ko na mahal mo ko. Ramdam ko that you care. Maraming salamat. Maganda ba yon? Okay? So these are all the objectives that we guys are gonna talk about for today. So out of 303 people here in this Zoom room, I'd like to check in with all of the things and the objectives that we will accomplish today. Are you guys excited? Si Chums excited na. I-type nyo, "I'm excited" on the chat box below. Let's go. So, mas okay na akong ting-ting-tang yung pinapatugtog sa akin tuwing ipapakilala ko kaysa yung Angel Baby. Last year kasi Angel Baby eh. So, okay na ako. Maraming salamat sa lahat ng nag-excited. Excited din ako to share with you and to learn, to share this with you guys. All right. So, dahil excited na kayong lahat, I'd like to ask you a question. Okay? At a scale of 1 to 10, so I'll ask you a question. Maybe I'll draw out some 2 to 3 people to share their thoughts, to share their insights. So I'd like to ask, At a scale of 1 to 10, can anyone share with me how important feedback is with regards to leadership and empowered? Gaano ka-importante yung feedback, no? I-share mo why you think feedback is extremely important. So, i-rate mo from 1 to 10 and i-share mo kung bakit siya importante. Go ahead, Lian. Let's go. Looking sharp, brother.
Thank you, Coach. I'm giving it a 10 kasi grabe yung importance ng feedback kasi first of all, it shows that you care for your people. It shows that you care for your team and that you recognize them, you acknowledge them. And other than that, minsan kasi kahit tayo as leaders, may blind spot tayo. May mga bagay na hindi tayo nakikita sa sarili natin, pero nakikita ng ibang tao. So I think it's really important for your growth as an individual and for the growth as the team na you're very open to feedback in receiving it and giving it without resentment, without sama ng loob. Kasi everyone just wants the best for everyone. Yun lang naman, Coach. Thank you.
I love that. Thank you so much. Palakpakan natin si Lian. I highly agree, no? At gusto ko rin i-highlight yung sinabi niya na tayo rin mismo as leaders, we have blind spots as well. Leaders, listen. Tayo mismo, we have blind spots. So meaning we're also like, hindi tayo ligtas ba na perfect na tayo or we're better than everyone in our team. It doesn't work that way. We can learn a lot of things, especially people in our new generation or pati yung older or yung mga naunang generation, if we are open for feedback and we can actually have a harmonious relationship as well in terms of working with our colleagues, in terms of working with our people, if we are open for feedback. At masasabi ko sa inyo, if nakikita ng mga tao natin na tayo mismo bilang leader open tayo sa feedback, sila din magiging open sila sa feedback. At kung lahat tayo open sa feedback, everyone is accepting, everyone is open, everyone is honest, everyone is caring enough to speak the truth, everyone will help elevate your organization towards its next level. Maraming salamat. Seth, pumupuso pa. Happy Valentine's.
All right, so thank you for that, Coach MJ. No, I agree dun sa sinabi mo na kumbaga 10 sa akin yung rating sa feedback. Bakit? Kasi yun yung one of the ways on malalaman natin how we care enough doon sa tao. Okay? Tandang-tanda ko every time sinasabi sa akin ng leader ko to, no, na call them out so we can call them in. Kasi 'di ba, if hindi natin sila kino-call out, ibig sabihin lang wala na tayong pakialam sa kanila. So it's for me that's a 10.
Napakaganda nung sinabi ni Seth. Guys, palakpakan natin si Seth. Sabi rin ni Anna Rose dito, call them out so we can call them in. Ang ganda, listen, ang ganda nung sinabi ni Seth na mag-feedback ako or sasabihin ko sa kanya to kasi may malasakit ako na sabihin sa kanya kung ano yung totoo. Are you guys with me? Okay? This doesn't only apply in our organization. It applies in every aspect of our life. Okay? If I may share with you guys, when we were starting our organization, no, talagang ano pa po kami, no? Kung may kukumpara natin sa manok, mga basang sisiw. Mga ganon, no? Na nag-uumpisa kami yan nila Migs, nila Leo. Masasabi ko po sa inyo, no? Ako yung pinaka sabon. Ako yung pinaka mabango. Kasi ako palagi yung pinapaliguan at sinasabon ng feedback. Pero the reason why nagpapaliguan kami at nagsasabunan kami is because we care enough to help each other out. That's the key. Ang ganda nung sinabi ni Seth na the moment na hindi na kita i-call out, the moment na hindi na ako magbibigay ng feedback sa'yo, ibig sabihin wala na akong pake talaga. Right? Okay? And I may share with you, kanina nabanggit ko na hindi lang to sa organisasyon, okay? Because we always say how you do one thing is how you do everything. It also applies in any aspect of life, sa family. Kami yan ni Melo, no? Hilaan kami yan. Mga kapatid ko, mom ko, can I be honest? Ganyan. Guys, sa Ting Ting Squad na lang. Parang, can I be honest? I feel like we're not going full out. I feel like we're still not working as a professional. Ano ba to? Kulabo lang ba talaga to or magkakapatid tayo ditong nagtutulungan? Kasi kung kulab-kulab lang tayo, itigil na natin to. You guys don't know that. Nasa showbiz na tayo, no? Chismis na. But that's also what's happening behind the scenes. Care. Okay? Feedback. Ang ganda nung sinabi ni Seth. One last thing. One last sharer. Tapos sa mga lahat ng nagtaas ng kamay, huwag nyo nang ibababa kasi kayo yung susunod kong tatawagin sa pangalawang tanong. Alright? Thank you so much. Palakpakan natin ulit si Seth. Next one is Rich ba to? Sacro? Tama ba yan, brother?
Yes po.
Yan. Let's go. Ay,
So
galing
for
Discovery
me,
Teens to eh. Naalala ko to eh. Let's go, bro.
okay, thank you po, Coach MJ. So for me, it's also at 10. As everyone said, yung feedback, it really helps us as a leader for us to see where are our areas of improvement, like saan ba tayo lacking, ano yung shortcomings natin. And ayan, that's one very important thing why feedback is very important. Second is like it enhances communication. If you're open to your to other people, in a way they also they are also open to you with in terms of communication. If you seek and provide feedback, makakapag-foster ka ng better communication and trust with your team members. And not only that, it also boosts engagement and motivation na rin for the whole team. Kasi feedback increases yun nga, yung engagement nila and motivation kasi you let them know of their contribution, not only on their shortcomings but also in their contributions and in their value. And I guess for me, yung biggest impact talaga ng having a feedback is that culture of continuous improvement. It really, if you provide regular feedback and help, you can help create this culture of continuous improvement in their team. And yun lang po for me.
I am so amazed with your wisdom, brother. Palakpakan naman natin si Rich. Grabe naman yun. Grabe naman yun. Para kang matagal ka ng leader from leaders talking about blind spot. Totoo yun, agree ako guys. We have blind spots. Sometimes pag tinigbahan tayo ng mga tao natin, masakit eh. Kasi kala natin okay na tayo eh. Because we're the one carrying or we're the one giving, di ba? We're the one like thinking about paano ko pa matutulungan tong team ko. Tapos meron pala tayong blind spot na hindi natin alam. Tapos pipigbakan tayo. Binigay ko na yung lahat eh. Kulang pa pala. Di ba? But it will always be that way, guys. It will always be that way because we're never gonna be perfect. We're always gonna be lagi tayong may next level eh. So instead na pe-personalin natin yung feedback na hindi let's take a look at feedback as if this is something, a blind spot na kailangan nating embrace so that we're continuously moving forward. Kagaya ng sinabi ni Rich, nasabi pa ni Rich yung it builds a culture of trust, enhances communication. Grabe yung wisdom mo, pare. Culture na. May team ka na ba, bro? Solid. I highly agree with that. If everyone is communicating openly, honestly, they will also share and, willingly ask support. Diba? Sometimes we call our people, alam natin based on numbers, they're not doing good. But when we call them, sasabihin natin, kamusta? Ano sasagot nila? Okay naman po. Okay naman po. Tapos titignan natin, parang hindi naman okay. Maybe we have an accountability as a leader as well. Because we haven't been communicating openly. Guys with me? Okay, which brings me to question number 2. Guys, leaders, listen. Question number 2, okay? Tatawagin natin yung mga nakataas ng kamay. Pwede pang dagdagan yan, ha? Pwede pa magdagdag. Pero yung mga nakataas ng kamay na hindi natawag, tatawagin ko kayo. Maraming salamat, no? I love you guys. Second question, and I'd like you to ponder on. At the scale of 1 to 10, how do you see feedback as a way of life in most organizations? Okay, is it always present and norm, or is it something we only use when the team is chaotic already? Yeah, ulitin ko ha. On a scale of 1 to 10, how do you see feedback as a way of life in most organizations? Is it always present and norm, or is it something we only use when the team is chaotic already? Okay. Let's call on Vivian. Vivian, kamusta naman?
Great.
Happy to see you here in Empowered.
Yes. Thank you, Coach MJ. Sad to say, sa rating ng feedback in an organization, medyo mababa. I give it a 3. I think it's also our culture kaya ganun, no? Normally, we only give feedback pag may chaos na. Pero in normal organization, kadalasan we sugarcoat. We don't give the true feedback. Pinapaganda natin yung sasabihin natin instead of saying straightforward para malaman kaagad kung ano yung totoo. So, dahil madalas paligoy-ligoy, hindi pa rin clear. Yun.
Yeah, thank you so much for sharing. Palakpakan natin si Vivian. I highly agree, and nag-agree ako kasi syempre may bago sa Equest. May experience ako sa corporate sa labas ng SMDC, Alveo Real Estate, to name a few. And I can highly relate and resonate with what Vivian is sharing. Nasa-sugarcoat, hindi na, kung mag-feedback man, parang, alam mo yun, hindi full out parang takot tayo to take risk and go full out with what we want to say. Na feedback could probably save someone else's life or someone else's career. But as leaders, we're so afraid because we have this ego need to be liked. But ano ba yung mas importante? Yung success niya o mas importanteng magustuhan niya ako? Yes, learning? Right. Amazing. Thank you so much. Palakpakan natin ulit si Vivian. Like to call on Nino. Let's go.
I think based on our organization, Coach, present na siya, no? Lagi siyang present and on the norm siya. Kasi based on results naman, Coach, talagang masasabi kong goods talaga siya. Pero one thing na pwede ko lang madagdag here is yung feedback talaga is something na nakakatulong, especially for me, because let's say for example, ikaw, you act as a mirror, no, for me to see myself. Yon. No, you act as a mirror for me to see myself kung ano ba yung nangyayari sa akin ngayon. So yun, that's all.
Maraming salamat. Palakpakan natin si Nino. Last sharer. At a scale of 1 to 10, how do you see feedback as a way of life in most organizations? Is it always present and norm? Or it's something we only use when the team is chaotic already? What can you say about this? Aurora Dino. Hi, good morning.
Hi, good morning, everyone. Probably most of you here are half my age. So I've been in the corporate world for so long, and I noticed that I agree with Madam, the first one who spoke. It's actually at 3 or even low. More often than not, what is overlooked are the feedbacks of the internal customers. More often than not, organizations put more premium on the feedbacks of external customers. That's one. And secondly, companies would normally spend a much on the third party consultants when you don't have to look too far. Your internal customers are there, your agents are there, your employees are there. So I think there are a lot of things that has to be improved, the way the feedback mechanism is being run. So I think again, feedback is very important so that it will help us to run our organizations better. But again, we don't have to look too far. We don't have to hire third-party consultants, because if the feedbacks of external customers are important, more equally important are the feedbacks of the internal customers, like our agents, the staff, etc. So, share. Thank you.
I love that share. Very articulate. Thank you so much, Aurora. Palakpakan natin si Aurora. I highly agree with that. And it actually nakakalungkot actually to know that this is what's happening in our organization, especially in our industry, guys. But can I be honest with what I feel with what's happening in the business world, especially in our industry? Type yes, you have that. If I have that permission to be honest, thank you so much. It hurts me at nakakalungkot because the way I look at it, our industry is dying. Insurance industry is dying. Not only internally, ibig ko sabihin yung mga tao sa loob ng corporate, sa loob ng agency, even externally outside our industry, we have a lot of new emerging technology that could possibly change the dynamics of life insurance industry. Okay, we still use what? We still use maybe hard copy or soft copy contract. There's already smart contracts everywhere. AI and robotics. Paano na AI na yung sumasagot sa customer service, yung chat, alam niyo yun? Yung may website and then may lalabas na pop-up na reach out to our customer service. AI na yung sumasagot, hindi na tao. Dati ko ano yan eh, yung call center. Di ba? Or sometimes chatbot. Diyos ko. What will happen if wala ng puso? Tuluyan na walang puso yung organisasyon. What will happen if tuluyan nang walang puso yung agency? And it's sad because this is one of the most noble career I've ever seen in my entire life. Not only as a professional, but as a first-hand. I experienced this firsthand when my dad passed away. When he has cancer, he doesn't have any life insurance or critical illness. I hope we get to help each other out. Thank you so much for pouring your hearts out in this session by adding value to our conversation today. Thank you so much, everyone. Now, we all know it's important, yes. But maybe why do you think it's not always present, available, or welcome? Anyone? Why do you think? Let's go with Elaine. Why do you think, yes, it's important, but why do you think it's not always present or available or welcome?
For me, most of the time, I think the leaders or managers of an organization, especially in the traditional corporate setting, have not been equipped with the proper coaching techniques. So, hindi nila alam kung paano talaga i-conduct in such a way that's empowering. Yun for me. Thank you.
I love that. And I highly agree. Palakpakan natin si Elaine. Palakpakan si Elaine sa mga galaw-galaw tayo, no? Baka ma-stroke. I highly agree. In principle, there was never a training for how to give feedback professionally. And mostly it becomes blame game, shame game in organization. Di ba? Wala naman professional training. Paano ba magbigay ng feedback? Or kung meron mang professional training, may bayad tapos medyo general yung angle in terms of giving feedback. Now, maybe I'd like to share this video to you guys. This is very important because this video will allow you to explore the fundamental causes of organizational, there's sometimes there's politics or maybe team failure initially applied in business and corporate setting. So this is a video, 2-minute video by Patrick Lencioni talking about the 5 dysfunctions of a team. So this is just a quick 2-minute, and later on I'll call people na nakataas ang virtual raise of hands. What are your thoughts around this video in relation with our topic today? Everyone take a deep breath. Inhale. Exhale. Enjoy this video.
When it comes to creating a healthy organization, the first and most important discipline leadership team at the top. And when it comes to creating a healthy organization, the first and most important discipline is the building of a cohesive leadership team at the top. And that entails the overcoming of the 5 dysfunctions of a team, which I'm going to review very quickly here. The first dysfunction of a team is the absence of trust. Trust is critical on a team. It's the foundation of teamwork. And what it requires is that people get vulnerable with one another, that they're very open about who they are, what they're good at, what they're not good at, if they've made a mistake. Without trust, we cannot build a team. Specifically because without trust, we can't overcome the second dysfunction, which is the fear of conflict. You see, conflict is not only okay on a team, or even good, it's necessary and required. We have to engage in conflict, and when we have trust, conflict becomes nothing but the passionate pursuit of truth or the best possible answer. Why is conflict so important? Because without it, we're going to encounter the third dysfunction of a team, which is the lack of commitment. Teams that don't engage in open, honest conflict don't really commit to the decisions they make. They're passive about it. Commitment is when everybody truly buys in because they've weighed in on a decision and they realize that's what they're all going to stick with. Now, why is commitment so important? Because without it, we're going to encounter the fourth and most common dysfunction of a team, which is the inability of people to hold each other accountable. Accountability is so important on a team. When people have committed, they're going to have more courage to actually confront one another about shortcomings in their behavior and their performance. And why is that accountability so important? Because if people aren't holding each other accountable, they're going to encounter the next and final dysfunction, which is the inattention to results. Now, you might say, well, what are people paying attention to if not results? Well, maybe it's not the collective results of the team they're interested in, but just their own individual results, their budget, their department, their staff. If we're going to focus on the collective results of the team, we have to trust one another, we have to engage in healthy conflict, we have to commit to decisions, hold one another accountable for those, and achieve true collective results. Those are the 5 dysfunctions of a team.
Everyone take a deep breath, inhale. Exhale. So, by raise of hands, no need to click the virtual reaction. Now, by raise of hands, how many of you would want to achieve 100% activity or participation ratio as well? Or everyone in your team performing, raise your hands. Nakikita po ni Lord yan. Maraming salamat. Pakibaba. Thank you so much. How many of you would want to build a self-managed, self-sustaining, self-motivated, self-managed, self-sustaining, self-motivated organization? By raise of hands, can I see? Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, on that quick 2-minute video, with Patrick Lencioni, binrake down doon kung bakit ba hindi nagkakaroon ng magandang result ang isang organisasyon. Or kung may result man, yung mga tao pagod-pagod, stress. Am I making sense? So the reason why we're not creating results, or the result that we want, or maybe the team is not self-managed, or maybe the team is not moving forward, is because we're not holding each other accountable with one another. The team, every member in the organization is not holding each other accountable. Why? Bakit hindi nila hinohold? Bakit hindi nila binabantayan yung isa't isa? Bakit hindi nila tinutulungan yung isa't isa? Bakit hindi nila inaalalayan yung isa't isa? Kasi kulang sa commitment eh. Di ba? Kulang sa commitment kasi everyone is waiting on the leader's decision, okay, or everyone's decision, or on the leader's decision, kulang ng commitment. Bakit? Kasi si leader takot sa conflict. Takot mag-call out, takot magbigay ng feedback, or takot humingi ng feedback, or takot kumausap ng tao, takot ng honest conversations. Di ba? Bakit? Fear of conflict. Ayaw ng honest conversation. Bakit? Kulang sa trust eh. Not everyone is open and vulnerable enough to share or ask for support that they need support. Feedback will allow you to build trust with the people in your organization. Are you guys ready to begin this learning session? Type yes on the chat box below. Let me check in with you. Warm up pa lang pala, no? Kuha ko na yung tawa ni Ras. Kuha ko na yung tawa ni Ras. Thank you so much. Maraming salamat. Pinractice ko na 10 taon eh. So, that being said, are you guys open to see a sample of how we do transformative feedback using ontological coaching? Thumbs up? Yon. So, all my co-FASI here are the cluster heads. Will actually give feedback to the meeting host from the one who led the technical earlier, from the one who did acknowledgement, from the one who did grounding, from the one who did check-in, from the one who did synthesis, all the way to the intro. So early this morning, we've been talking about why feedback is very important. If hindi tayo nagbibigay ng feedback or open tumanggap ng feedback, this is what's gonna happen in an organization. But if we completely embrace building trust through feedback, through empowering conversations, through giving professional or transformative feedback using ontological coaching, is what you will see, is what you will witness today with my co-FASIs na kasama natin ng mga cluster heads. So, excited na ba kayong lahat? Yan. So, let me just check in. No? So, the tech will be led by Leo. Is Leo here already? Can you say hi, bro?
Hi.
Yon, maraming salamat. Welcome naman natin si Leo Ardina. Palakpakan natin si Leo Ardina. And Leo Ardina will be giving feedback sa ating tech. Nag-lead ng tech. Leo, go ahead.
Yeah, thank you very much, MJ. Good morning, everyone. And for the host for today, who's in charge for technical?
Ako po, Coach Gab.
Gab. Hi, Gab.
Hi, Coach. Good morning.
How are you today? How do you feel, Gab?
I'm feeling happy and excited.
Great. Are you open for us to work today regarding your task as technical?
Yes, Coach.
Perfect. Can you feedback yourself, Gab, what worked and what could have worked better?
Okay. What worked well for me, Coach, nagkaroon kami ng preparation and all of the digital assets na kailangan to facilitate the meeting was given to me ahead of time. What could have worked better, sana na check ko yung Zoom app ko kasi every time I share the screen, nagka-crash siya. So hindi ako naging mindful doon, Coach.
All right. Anything else, Gab?
For now, Coach, yun lang yung feedback ko for myself.
All right. Awesome. Are you open for me to give you feedback?
Yes, Coach.
All right. My feedback for you, Gab. First, what worked for you is you are on time because I entered at exactly 8:30 in the Zoom meeting. And may mga participant na also I noticed that nagpe-play na yung music. So kung ako ay first timer, alam kong tama, may meeting nga ngayon, no? At habang naghihintay, I'm entertained because there's a music playing. Number 2 is volume on music. I love the perfect volume. Hindi siya sobrang lakas na nakakabingi at hindi rin siya sobrang hina na hindi ko na marinig. Also up to meditation. Kasi normally pag magkaiba yung nagpe-play ng music sa nagme-meditate, nakakat yung boses nung nagme-meditate. But because on point and perfect yung volume mo, ang ganda nung blending nung music, meditation music, also nung speaker, yung voice nung nagme-meditate, ang leading meditation, and perfect siya for me. Nakaka-ground yung meditation because of that, no? Yung effect ng music sobrang important. Optimize video countdown. Tama ba? Nakinlik mo yung optimize for video countdown? Kasi I noticed, perfect yon because I noticed yung video hindi siya naglalag. Okay? Because pag nag-play tayo ng video at hindi natin kinlik yung optimize video, naglalag yung yung video. And because naka-optimize siya, na-enjoy ko yung countdown video. Na-enjoy ko yung countdown video. It was very excellent for me.
Yeah. Leo, sorry sorry to insert or to add on.
Okay.
Add ko lang very quick. If Leo is giving feedback to the person who lead the tech today, for all the leaders and for participants, I hope you get to learn as well, so that in the next run or in the next session or when you do this on your own, you'll be able to apply the feedback that Leo is giving. So this is for everyone. May make sense? Okay, it's just that siya yung teacher natin for today, but the feedback is for everyone. Okay, thank you so much, Leo.
Thank you very much, MJ. Next is the spotlight. I love how on point you are in terms of spotlighting those who are speaker, kung sino na yung next. Maganda yon because visually maganda siya for me because nakikita ko agad kung sino yung nagsasalita.
Coach, yung sa spotlight po, nag-request ako ng support from Coach EJ.
EJ, so perfect EJ. Next is uniform yung theme ng virtual background, napansin ko no sa inyo. Personally, I'm not a fan ng ganito, but I feel na pinaghandaan siya. Kaya I think it's working. Pinaghandaan, and lalo na noon may theme pa na Valentine's. Okay? And last is music intro sa speaker kanina kay MJ nung ipinakilala siya. Merong music. So I love it. Ang ganda. Tapos on point pa kasi ting-ting no, saktong-sakto kay MJ yung music. I like it because nakaka-hype and maganda siya panuurin from my experience na mag-isa lang ako dito sa bahay. So all in all, it was a great job, Gab. I love how you handle the technical. What could work better for you, or what I feel could move you to your next level, Gab, is my question first. I have a question for you, Gab. No, as a leader, anong generation yung gusto mong ma-attract sa team mo?
Coach, more Gen Zs and millennials.
Perfect. More Gen Z and millennial. So what I feel could work better, because kanina pagpasok ko, no, napansin ko yung music ng countdown ay hindi siya pang Gen Z and pang millennial. It's more of pang baby boomers and pang Gen X. So kung ako ay millennial and Gen Z napapasok, parang tong music na to, hindi pa yata ako pinapanganak nung nilaunch tong music na to, no? So very important. If I were to do it and I wanna attract Gen Z and millennials, I would have played mga TikTok music trending, or mga mas pang bagets na music. Okay? Number 2 is smoother transition when it comes to playing music. Napansin ko lang kanina parang minsan ibang music yung tutugtog tapos para siguro mali ata ito, pinalitan ng ibang music. So I find it off, or I feel na medyo off siya for me, lalo na very sensitive ako sa music because auditory ako. If I were to do it, pwede ako nakalista na yung playlist sunod-sunod para hindi na ako malilito kung anong music, and yung pag-fade in and pag-fade out ng music nung volume. That could really help pagdating sa music, no? Next is waiting video for while waiting dun sa 30 minutes before 9 o'clock. Napansin ko lang kanina music lang yung nagpi-play. If I were to do it, I would have played video. Marami tayong stock dyan na empowered videos from the previous batch para habang naghihintay ako, mas entertaining, may napapanood ako, hindi ako naiinip. Or kung walang video, magwo-work din yung collats na empowered dito para if I were a first timer na a-attend dito, alam kong okay, nasa tamang meeting ako. Empowered 6 ito. Versus hindi ko alam tama ba tong meeting ko, sino ba tong mga kaharap ko, 'di ba? So if I were to do it, it's either collats or video na ipe-play ko while waiting. Next is Kanina nung nagpe-play nung countdown, at first walang video. I don't know if nagkaroon ka ng challenge when it comes to sharing the screen or internet connection ba siya, pero naririnig namin yung music. So medyo I find it off lang dahil for me mas may excellent pa siya, which is on point when naka-ready na yung video, naka-share screen na, ipi-play with the music para mas excellent and world class. Smoother transition of music. Yes, nasabi ko na siya kanina. Mute all during the meditation. Kanina, I noticed during the meditation, biglang na-mute lahat. And dahil yan, biglang may nag-unmute kasi kanina or may na-unmute kanina. Kaya I think minute all mo. Kaso nadamay yung speaker. Nadamay yung naglilid ng meditation. So kanina, habang nagme-meditate, medyo na-distract ako. I felt distracted because nawala yung speaker tapos may isang hindi nakatiis, no? Nag-unmute na siya at sinabi niyang wala pong music yung nakamute yung speaker. So I felt distracted kanina. And if I were to do it, Gab, i-uncheck ko na yung allow everyone to unmute themselves para hindi ko na siya problemahin during the meditation na may mga na-unmute or pumapasok na naka-unmute. Okay? Check-in question. Kanina nung nag-check-in question, I think nagpe-play din ng music. Sorry, during acknowledgement. During acknowledgement, I don't know kung sinadya mo na nagpe-play ng music or hindi lang na-stop yung music na theme ng Empowered. But in my experience, medyo distracting siya for me. If I were to do it, cut the music and allow the acknowledgement na siya lang para nagkaroon ng transition from my music to wala na okay, nagsisimula na yung program proper. Okay, visuals check-in question. I like that merong nag-share ng collab sa check-in question para sa mga visuals. Nakikita nila instructions na babasa nila. But my tip is naka full screen sana siya para hindi kita yung buong desktop. If I were to do it, naka full screen and hindi kita yung buong desktop para mas excellent siya tingnan and mas world class. And yes, paki-mute po. Ayan, and next is yung kanina na recording. So in the middle of acknowledgement or intro, biglang tsaka pa lang nag-record. Yun, no, I find it off also because nakaka-distract siya dun sa, hindi lang sa nakikinig, but also dun sa sa nagsasalita during that time, no? If I were to do it, siguro countdown pa lang, i-re-record ko na siya kasi pwede naman niyang i-edit at i-cut after yung mismong actual file, no? So yung recording lang quite a bit late for me. And what would have done better is mas maaga siyang kinlik or pinindot. But overall, you did a great job, Gab. Congratulations for a job well done as technical. Back to you, MJ.
Grabing feedback naman yon. Palakpakan naman natin si Leo Ardina. Kumbaga sa contest imagine niyo na lang, no, siya si Prof, tinatawag namin siyang Prof. Yung si Andrew, hindi, joke lang. Joke lang, Lodi Cakes. Seryoso.
Wait lang, sorry. Okay, wait lang, sorry MJ,
bro.
na-excite akong ibalik sa'yo. Na-excite akong ibalik sa'yo. Gab, with the feedback that you received, what are you realizing about yourself?
Coach, for me, it's a learning experience because before I thought kailangan talaga everything is precise and full out during the meeting lang. So ngayon, I learned na pagpasok pa lang ng tao, dapat excellent na talaga lahat. Everything is on point and precise. So useful, Coach, yung mga sinabi mo sa akin na feedback na pwede kong magamit as tips for my next meeting. Meeting tayo ulit bukas. So yun po, maraming salamat, Coach Leo.
Yeah, again, thank you very much, Gab. Job well done. Congratulations. Palakpakan natin si Gab. Back to you, MJ.
Maraming salamat, Leo. At the same time, maraming salamat, Gab. Thank you so much. At ikaw ang unang-unang nabinyagan ng professional feedback sa Buwak Empowered 6, Gab. Ganun ka-atindi. Maraming salamat for being a great teacher to us, Gab. Ang daming nagte-take notes ngayon, ang daming nagte-take notes sa feedback na binigay ni Leo. Did you guys felt that the way Leo gave feedback to Gab was world class and professional? Thumbs up. Yeah, thank you so much. No, here's the thing. No, I'd like to share with you before we go on, to the next feedback giver, because I want to show you a sample first, and we're gonna break down quickly ano yung nangyari or paano binigyan ng feedback ni Leo si Gab. Do you guys want to learn that? Okay. First off, ang ganda ng tinype dito ni ang ganda ng tinype ni Lien, no? You guys, I'll be sending you guys out once again, no, dito sa chat box, or i-send mo na lang ulit, Lien. Acknowledge, thank you so much, Gab, for your courage to do technicals, and check in lang ako, how do you feel? And then self-feedback, if you were to give yourself feedback, Gab, what worked and what could work better. Okay, and then nag-provide din ng feedback si Leo. But, okay, before number 4, or maybe you guys want to change number 4 to ask permission. Okay, ask permission. Are you open for feedback? Okay, are you open for feedback? Pag nagbigay ng permission, okay, now you provide feedback from the sequence of what worked and what could have worked better. Now, here's the thing. This will separate you from barangay liga feedback to NBA level feedback. Ooh. So allow me to share this slide really quick. There's one, okay, important use of STARF/ARF. Okay, don't worry guys, I'll give you the slides. But if you want to take notes on your journals, feel free. Para anong bang ibig sabihin nito, ganyan. So, let's start with ST. That means situation and task. A means action. Okay. R means result. F means feeling. So guys, listen carefully ha. Medyo technical to. Okay. Ito na nga yung what will separate you from barangay liga feedback to NBA level feedback. So, listen very carefully. ARF means, okay, alternative action or alternative result. This is action, no? Alternative action. Alternative action or alternative results or alternative feelings. Saan ito nagamit kanina sa pagbibigay ng feedback ng what worked and what could work better? Let me cite you an example that Leo gave earlier. Sabi ni Leo, I noticed on one specific task, ganito yung nangyari. Ganito yung nakita ko na hindi siya naka full screen action. Can you guys see my screen? Yes? Okay, I was highlighting some words, okay? Balikan natin. I noticed on this, dun sa share screen, ganito, ganyan. At nakita ko, ganito yung ginawa mo. Kaya ganito yung nangyari. And I felt, medyo hindi siya world class. So if I were to do it, yan, alternative action. If I were to do it, ganito yung gagawin ko. Alternative action. Para ganito yung results. So that everyone would feel world class and excellent. You guys learn from that? Okay? That is how you give professional feedback. Meron pala siyang format. Di ba? Meron pala siyang structure. Okay? Now, ngayon, alam nyo na. Now na, ngayon pa, no? Ngayon, alam nyo na. So, it would take a lot of practice to do it. So, sabi ni Gab, galing yung feedback, galing nung feedback receiver won't feel attacked. 100% agree with you, Gab. So that the feedback receiver would feel safe. Okay? If I may ask, no, let me just check in. Anong pakiramdam nyo doon sa pagbibigay ni Leo ng feedback? If ikaw, kunwari si Gab, how would you feel if that's the way na ganun ka magbibigay ng feedback? Or ganun ka magre-receive din ng feedback from your leader, from your mentor? Nagtaas ang kamay si Julie. Go ahead, Julie.
Good morning, Coach.
Morning.
Kasi for me, yung words na ginamit in giving feedback, very constructive, no? And also, for someone like me, na yung language, it matters sa akin eh. How I respond to things, big part of it is how people talk to me. So if you're gonna tell me on how to do things, tas sisigawan mo ako or, you know, ididiin mo how wrong I was in what I did. Sobrang masaklap yon sa personality that I have, no? And ang ending nun, either hindi ko pa rin gagawin para mainis ka sa akin or hindi ko siya gagawin to improve myself. I'd feel really bad about what I did. Tapos ayoko na lang nang gawin, no? Parang next time, hindi na lang, ayoko na lang na ganyan. Hindi na lang ako yung in charge sa tech, for example, if yung paraan ng pagsabi sa akin, ganun. So, yun lang po. End of share.
Thank you so much, Julie. Palakpakan naman natin si Julie. Napaaganda nung share. Basahin ko lang din mabilis yung mga nagko-comment dito sa chat, no? Sabi nila, highly professional, concerned, safe space, cared for, very objective. Nothing personal, may care, compassion, sandwich feedback, constructive criticism. Ang saya, hindi lang tinuturo yung room for improvement but rather included din yung pwede mo maging next level. Napaaganda ng mga comments nyo, guys. Napaaganda ng sharing. And the reason why nag-ask ako ng mga shares is I want to make sure kung on the same page pa rin ba tayo para lahat nakakasabay. Lahat na digest yung mga pinag-uusapan natin, no? Lahat tayo sabay-sabay tayo nagmo-move forward. So palakpakan yun or itap nyo naman yung sarili nyo sa shoulder. Sabihin nyo, good job, good job, good job, good job. Okay? Now here's the thing. We're gonna do a lot of work today. Okay? In a moment, I'll be mag-aano tayo. In a moment, I'll give you guys a quick necessity bio break. Grab some coffee. We will break for around 10 minutes. Maybe the tech could play our countdown later on. Bago pag 8 minutes na or kung ilang minutes yung countdown. Because pagbalik natin dito sa session na ito, I'll welcome you guys back and we'll resume giving feedback sa opening, grounding, check-in, synthesis, and intro of the speaker. Now, here's the thing, leaders. What I want you to do is I want you to bring out your journal, bring out your pen, because I want you to write as many lessons and tips as you can. Pagbalik natin dito sa Zoom room, you will write. Hopefully, you'll be able to write the feedback na binibigay ng feedback giver doon sa nag-lead ng opening, nag-host. Okay, bakit? Magagamit natin to no, for our own improvement. Second thing, if you could capture as many terms, as many beautiful choice of words, just like what Julie mentioned earlier, so that magagamit mo rin ito pag ikaw naman yung magbibigay ng feedback. And I'm gonna tell you guys, yung pagbibigay, yung feedback giving, hindi ko lang dito sa Aquis na gagamit. Lahat, House of Crypto, sa Ting Ting Squad, sa lahat ng engagements na pinapasukan ko po, gamit na gamit tong feedback. And that enables me to build trust right away with the people that I'm working with. So, official Philippine time is 10:16 a.m. We will welcome you guys back at 10:26. Quick 10-minute necessity break. Ready? Begin. See you later, guys.
Coach!
Thank you so much. Empower Rangers _Hope Salvador. Palakpakan natin si Hope. Maraming salamat. Thank you for calling me here back. Welcome back as well. Sa mga nag-necessity break, ako nag-necessity break din. Thank you so much. That being said, everyone take a deep breath. Inhale. Exhale. And let's give everyone a big, big round of applause because you guys are committed to learn today. Again, we have a lot of things to talk about, so hindi na natin papatagalin. We'll now move forward to the second part na mabibigyan ng feedback, which is the one who led us with the opening and acknowledgement. Okay, at ang magbibigay ng feedback dito is none other than beautiful, most daring cluster head, Cindy Alvar. Let's go, Cindy, take it away.
Thank you so much, MJ. You're so honest. Okay, so Hope, please unmute. Hello,
Hi,
Coach.
Hope. How are you today?
Kabado na po.
Kabado ka na. Okay, sige. Are you open to work with me regarding your task as opening or acknowledgement?
Yes, Coach. Yes.
All right. So first of all, can you feedback yourself what worked and what could have worked better for you?
What worked with me po is that maganda yung energy ko, maganda yung boses ko, and very welcoming yung energy ko kanina, and aware ako sa mga sinasabi ko. So I was certain with the words that I'm going to use, the things that I am about to say, and yan, that's what worked for me. What could have worked better is siguro ano ba? Mas tone down yung energy kasi medyo may tension pa rin po ako nararamdaman kanina since it's my first time to host such a huge space. So, andun pa rin po yung kaba ko kanina. But I hope di nagpakita.
Perfect. I love it. Are you open for me to give you feedback, Hope?
Yes, Coach.
All right. So what I feel could work for you, what I feel worked for you, Hope, is number one, yung courage mo to do it. Stepping into just saying yes to another way of doing things, no? Parang for you, a lot of you, this is a new experience. So gagawin ko yan, tapos parang pag na-experience ko yan, gagawin ko pa ulit para ma-master ko siya. Okay, so that worked for you. Number two is knowing the structure, following the structure of opening talaga. I felt like you've been doing it for years na. Okay, and I agree with you. Number three, your energy. It's very important talaga, no, that as opening, it really sets the tone of the meeting. And we really want to start it with high level energy. Okay. Lastly, what worked for you is your likability, looking very beautiful, very professional. I love the red lipstick, no? Obvious naman, no, terno. Okay, so for me, that really worked for you. What I feel could have worked better for you, Hope, or your next level is number one, preciseness. Let's start the meeting on time. I noticed that the meeting started at 8:59, and preciseness is really important. Our meetings start at exactly 9 a.m., not a minute earlier, not a minute later. Okay? Number three, siguro we can start mentioning din, no? Anong meeting ba yung everyone are in, di ba? So if I were to do it, welcome everyone to Empowered Program Learning Session. How many of you are happy and excited? Right? So this is also to make sure kung yung lahat ba nasa tamang meeting, no? Kasi 'di ba sa biroan nga namin baka how to be successful in Japan pala yung meeting na yan. So just to let everyone know and everyone is aware and informed. Okay? Lastly, acknowledge our VIP guests. Sino nga ang VIP guest natin? Anyone?
Coach, yung
Our first-timers, okay? So, because yung first-timers natin, syempre, they will feel seen, heard, and valued, no? So, ramdam din nila agad yung culture natin. So, let's acknowledge them. Okay, my recommendation for you, Hope, is to approach yung group leaders, diba? If they have first-time guests, para we can acknowledge them during the opening, or they can introduce themselves very quickly or ask everyone lang na sa chat box, welcome, para ma-feel nila talaga yung sense of belonging and our culture as Empowered 6. Okay? So Hope, what are you learning about this feedback?
I am realizing na hindi din ako dapat po nagda-doubt sa gusto kong gawin kasi kanina nung 8:59 ay parang sabi ko, wag muna ako mag-start dapat 9. Pero since may dead air na, parang sige na magsalita ka na kesa naman magkaroon ng dead air. So I should be really nandun ako sa structure, wala na, no buts, no ifs, just really stick to the structure. And okay, may 1 minute silence talaga. Okay, coach. And then what I'm also learning po is kailangan ko rin talagang ipaalam doon sa mga tao in the space kung nasaang tawag dito, nasaang meeting sila kasi maybe nasa ibang meeting nga sila. So merong awareness and may awareness kung anong meeting sila naroon. So that's me, coach.
Yeah, thank you so much.
There's
Hope.
still a lot to improve po. Yan.
Perfect. As I close this feedback, Hope, I'd like to honor and appreciate you as you step up your game, no? As a world-class leader running high-energy meetings and super engaging meetings, no? Hindi lang sa millennials, but all of generations as audience. Thank you.
Thank you po.
Maraming salamat, Cindy and Hope. Palakpakan naman natin silang dalawa. Akala ko nasa multiverse ako, no? Parallel universe. Red Lipstick Gang. Sorry, pinapractice ko talaga yung tawa ni Ras. But anyway, maraming salamat. Hope, thank you so much for being a great teacher for us today. I hope leaders, you guys are taking notes sa feedback na binibigay na feedback ni Cindy sa roles na naatasan doon sa maglilid. But at the same time, you guys are also taking in some notes with the choice of words that the feedback giver is giving to the feedback recipient, because as leaders, marami tayong magagamit dito. And share ko lang po sa inyo kung nagagalingan kayo or what, or nai-impress kayo, sasabihin ko po sa inyo, no, nung nag-uumpisa kami, hindi kami ganito magbigay ng feedback, hindi ganito yung mga choice of words namin. Na-enhance na lang po ito, na-improve na lang ito through practice. At dahil ito yung kultura ng aming organisasyon, halos araw-araw ganito yung conversations, na-enhance na-develop na, ngayon second nature na. That means, if you have also been thinking na gusto mong matutunan to, gusto mong ma-embrace to, ngayon, masasabi ko sa inyo, ma-enhance po yan, ma-develop po yan. Ibig sabihin, kaya nyo rin yan. Okay? That being said, magbigay naman tayo ng heart reaction para kay Cindy at kay Hope. Go ahead, click that button below and send some hearts. Maraming salamat, Gab, and the rest of the people who are sending their hearts as well. Thank you so much. Pwede rin ganito. Pwede yan, as long as you're giving love and hearts and appreciation, no? Sa ating mga teachers today. Everyone, take a deep breath. Inhale. Exhale. Next part is the person who led us with grounding, and that will be given feedback by none other than, I'm very proud, no? Paulo Castro. Palakpakan naman natin si Paulo Castro. Paulo, take it away.
Good morning, Empowered 6. Thank you so much. Palakpakan naman natin si Coach MJ Aguilar. Yan. So, where's Jenny? Please highlight, spotlight, and kindly unmute. Yan. Andyan ba siya? Yan. Good morning.
Good morning, Coach.
Yan. Thank you so much. Good morning, Jenny. No? How are you today?
I'm great and I'm excited.
Perfect. Gusto ko yan, no? Sige, so are you open for us to work today regarding your task as grounding?
Yes, Coach.
Perfect. Sige, give yourself feedback first. What worked for you and what you feel could work better. Go ahead.
All right. So for me naman, what works for me is that I've been practicing the grounding sa mga meetings namin, sa branch, sa unit. Kasi nung nag-step up ako to get this role, pinapractice ko na siya. Pinapractice ko siya sa actual. Tapos, kanina, nag-run through din kami ng very quick together with the other coaches. So, yun siya. So, naka-help din siya sa akin. Tapos, nag-feedback din sila kung ano yung mga dapat gawin, ano yung mga dapat i-improve. So, maganda siya kasi may mga nag-feedback na rin sa akin before this one, na hindi namin alam na may mga feedbacking session dito. Tapos, what could have been better is that masyado akong na-immerse din doon sa grounding kanina. So, I didn't notice na na-mute din pala ako. So, that dapat naging mindful ako. Mas naging mindful ako doon para hindi na-interrupt yung meditation kanina. Kasi ano na sana yun masyado ng focus yun. So, yun lang siya, Coach.
All right, amazing. Thank you so much, no, Jenny. Are you open for me to give you feedback?
Yes, coach.
Thank you. Sige. So first, no, what I feel work for you, ano yung mga nag-work sa'yo, Jenny, is number one, with the voice, no? Your voice was very clear, clear, and ang naramdaman ko noon, talagang immersed ako dun sa grounding mo, no? Dahil klaro yung boses mo at wala akong naririnig na mga other background noises, di ba? What also worked for you when you started your grounding or throughout the whole grounding is the choice of words, no? I really love the choice of words, kaya naman I feel sobrang heartfelt, no, nung naging whole grounding mo, no? Also what I feel worked for you was your tone of voice naman, no, in the start, because it's very relaxing. Nung nag-i-start, very grounded yung boses, sobrang kalmado lang. So ako, as participant, no, pagka ganun yung na-feel ko, talagang may immersed ako lalo dun sa grounding dahil very relaxing yung voice mo sa simula. Okay? What I feel worked for you as well is the structure. The structure was complete, starting from grounding, clearing, wins, visualization, and then surrender. I love it. Talagang na-master mo na siya. No? What also I feel worked for you is dun sa the language that you've used sa visualization part, no, hinaluan mo, nag-Taglish ka doon. So for me, kung ako, preference ko is Tagalog. Mas mafe-feel, nakarelate ako doon sa grounding exercise mo, no. And last but not the least, what I feel worked for you was your high energy in the end, no. Yung tinapos mo yung yung grounding mo, everyone, open your eyes, smile. Good morning. Sobrang taas ng energy and I love it dahil talagang parang eto na doon, power, tara, start na tayo, 'di ba? So, yun yung mga nag-work sa iyo, no? What I feel could work better naman, no, for you, Jenny. Number one, what I feel could work better is the energy dun sa simula, yung galing sa law from Hope. I feel like si Hope, ang taas ng energy, and then pagpasa or pag-receive mo from Hope, biglang bumaba, grounded agad. No, hindi pa nagsisimula yung meditation or yung grounded. So, yung transition ng energy, hindi siya naging smooth. No? So, I feel like parang merong hindi naging smooth yung transition. So, if I were to do it, so, ang gagawin ko, thank you so much. Palakpakan naman natin si Hope. Good morning, everyone, and I'm here to lead you into our grounding as I invite everyone to sit up straight and sit up tall. Take one deep breath, inhale and exhale. So nakita mo paano ko sinalo from high energy, unti-unti kong binabalance yung energy ko into grounding para ma-relax lahat. Para yung smooth yung transition from high energy papunta sa'yo na mag-grounding ka na. Okay? So ito naman is with regards to the technical also. Kasi hindi ikaw yung nag-music, tama ba? Si Gab pa rin yun, right? So, yung transition nung music, na-feel ko lang, no, merong mga parts doon na hindi smooth yung transition ng music, especially from grounding to wins. Parang nagpi-play yung grounding music, sabay biglang pinlay yung pang-wins na music, yung biglang mabilis, high energy, no? So, I feel like parang nagkaroon ng disconnect dun sa meditation or grounding ko. Kung nakapikit ako nun, parang feeling ko, anong nangyari? Ba't naging ganun yung music? So, every time na mag-switch kayo ng music, i-fade out nyo yung music bago nyo i-play yung next music nyo. No? From paglilipat ka rin from grounding to wins. Ganun, no? So, yun. What I feel could work better for you, no, is your tone of voice pagdating dun sa wins and visualization. I just feel like na yung voice mo dun sa grounding and clearing, grounded, okay yon. Kaso ganun pa rin pagdating sa wins and visualization. For me lang, ang wins and visualization, the tone of voice must be happy and excited. Diba? Kasi wins na yung pinag-uusapan eh. Diba? So if I were to do it, no, like for example, what are the things that you're grateful for? Imagine yung mga nangyari sa'yo last week, last day. Ano yung mga pinagpapasalamat mo? Maybe kumpleto pa rin yung 10 daliri mo. Yes, go ahead and smile. Feel that gratitude in your heart. Di ba? Para mas ramdam nila. Yung talagang wins, shit, panalo ko. panalo ko kahapon at sa nagdaang linggo, di ba? Yung ganong feeling, no? Ramdam na ramdam. At the same time, sa visualization, ganon din, no? The feeling of excitedness, no? Ginamit mo yung words na imagine yourself, no? As if it's already happening. How does it feel like? Andiyan na yung six-pack abs mo. Tignan mo yung sarili mo sa mirror. Sabihin mo, wow, ang sexy ko pala. Diba? Take note the tone of voice, no, the excitedness, na talagang as if yung mga participants ko nagvi-visualize sila na ano ba talagang nangyayari. Pintahan mo ng kulay pag nagvi-visualization, no? How does it feel like, no? Nagta-travel kayo ng family mo in the beach, anong kulay, anong naririnig mo ngayon para ma-visualize talaga nila in their mind's eye. That's the power of visualization. Kaya din natin siya ginagawa. Okay? So, also with regards to the technicals, yung na-mute, no? I guess what could have done better there is I agree with you with the mindfulness, no? So that moving forward, no, aware ka sa lahat ng nangyayari. If I were to do it, siguro throughout the meditation nakadilat lang ako. So that aware din ako, nakikita ko yung nangyayari sa audience ko. Okay? Also, last but not the least, is the transition from one to another, specifically visualization to surrender. No, parang I just feel like kanina parang sa visualization sabi mo na imagine nangyayari na lahat 'yan, no? And I'll be praying as a Christian. Parang ganoon parang yung transition from visualization to surrender hindi naging smooth for me, no? And I feel a disconnect from there, no? So if I were to do it, so for example, no, see yourself as if it's already happening. Achieve mo na lahat 'yan, no? All you have to do is just to surrender yourself and know that this is possible. As I end this with a prayer, I'll be praying as a Christian. Nakita mo yung transition ng words na ginamit mo from surrender, happy, excited to from visualization, happy and excited. Dinugtungan ko muna siya ng mga words para alam nila papunta na tayo ng surrender at ito na yung energy ko, grounded na ulit. Klaro ba yon? All right. So, Jenny, no, with this feedback that you're receiving, what are you learning and how do you feel about this?
Thank you so much, Coach. No, I appreciate all your feedbacks. Actually, I took notes everything that you've said kasi ang dami ko pang dapat i-improve sa sarili ko. And I feel happy about it kasi this is for my own growth at the same time. And I can share it to other people and to my team as well.
Right. Thank you so much. No, I appreciate you. And as I close this feedback, Jenny, I'd like to honor and appreciate you for stepping up your game big time. Imagine doing grounding in front of 300,000 plus participants, no? Sobrang lupit nun, sobrang husay nun. And I can see you as one of the best leaders. Imagine, pinractice mo pa to sa team mo, sa small group mo dito. Ganun mo tinitake yung commitment and responsibility as a leader. You're making a difference in this grounding exercise. No? Sobrang world-class mo. I appreciate you and thank you so much, Jenny.
Thank you, Coach.
Ang lupit noon. Palakpakan naman natin si Coach Paulo Castro and at the same time si Jen, unstoppable. Palakpakan naman natin silang lahat. Maybe just to add, no? To add kasi medyo intensive itong I also wanna honor Jen because ito yung medyo pinakamatrabaho sa opening, yung grounding actually. In Aquest, we acknowledge and hopefully we actually want to encourage everyone, guys, for the next run that if you are doing the grounding, hopefully you'll be able to train yourself na ikaw din yung magpe-play ng music. Okay? Bakit? Kasi pag sa online lang naman, sa online, no? Pag offline nyo to gagawin face-to-face, pwedeng may magsusupport sa iyo sa music. Pero pag online, since we're using the same and one platform which is Zoom, Pag pag magkaiba yung pinanggagalingan ng voice from the speaker, at the same time, iba rin yung pinanggagaling ng music, medyo naglalaban sila sa amin na recipient ng audio sa tech side ng Zoom. So what we encourage everyone is, if ikaw ang magle-lead ng grounding or magra-run ng grounding, ikaw din yung maglalaro sa music. And I tell you guys, it will be, it will be hard at first, pero pag na-practice nyo na napapractice, nagawa nyo to ng nagawa, at first, it's hard because you're doing it consciously Conscious incompetent pa tayo Ibig sabihin, conscious incompetent. Hindi pa tayo masyadong magaling kasi nag-uumpisa pa lang tayo, guys, with me. Okay? But if you continuously practice that, just like how we do it now, in our small groups, in our unit meetings, in our branch meetings,
nawala siya.
Nawala si Coach.
All right, thank you so much, Coach MJ. At dahil naputol si Coach MJ, I'd like to I'd like to take over. Palakpakan natin ulit si Jenny and of course si Coach Paulo. And for the check-in question, I'll be the one giving the feedback. I'd like to put Hope once again in the spotlight. Tama ba, Hope?
Yes,
All right.
Coach.
Go ahead. Awesome. So, grabe, hinakot pala ni Hope yung most of the roles dito. How do you feel, Hope?
Masaya po kasi I'm in the space of giving. Ayun.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you so much. By the way, I'd like to just pause and I just share. Coach MJ, would you like to continue or I'll continue now with the check-in feedback?
Yeah. Let me just add on to that. Thank you so much, Kathy. Maraming salamat for catching me. Palakpakan naman natin si Kathy, no? So, di ba ang ganda ng gantong organization, no? Alam niyo yung galawan, pag may nawala, may sasalo kaagad. And this is result now, guys. If babalik tayo kanina sa pinanood nating video kanina, where this is performing result simply because we hold each other accountable. Kami yan, mga FWS, sa mga cluster heads, we hold each other accountable because we've established commitment already and we're not afraid of conflict because we've established trust already. So now, nakita nyo na siya, hindi lang based on principle sa pinanood kong video kanina, but you've also saw it in action. Very relevant in today's topic. Right? Okay, going back, please write this down. DOC. Okay, that means D stands for delivery, O stands for organization, C stands for content. Okay? Meaning to say, kanina kung naaalala nyo, no, when Paulo, yan, tama yan si Gab, Doc, sabi ni Paulo kanina, high energy, great catch. If I were to do it, great energy ako, and then I'll take a deep breath, exhale, and medyo mag-shift ako ng tone of voice sa grounding para ma-lead ko silang lahat na maging grounded. Okay? That means Coach Paulo is giving feedback around delivery. Okay? Is this making sense? Delivery. What does delivery means? Delivery means this is your facial expression. Okay? You may write it down. Facial expression, eye contact, okay? Hand gestures, okay? At the same time, body disposition, okay? When we talk about body disposition, there are actually 4 parts, okay? Let me write down here real quick. When we talk about body disposition, there are actually 4 parts, no? Papahapyawan lang natin ng mabilis dito so that you'll be able to get to notice this one on the next feedback givers at may apply natin ito moving forward. So one is result, okay, or resolute kung tawagin, resolute. One is what we call stability, okay, one is we call fun, and one is we call openness. Okay, so please take a screenshot and take a photo in 3, 2, 1. Okay, Resolute, stability, fun, and openness. Yan yung, or relationship. Openness means relationship. Stability means structure. Fun means playfulness. Okay? So, resolute is when we're driving a point, when we're talking about important things, and structure is when we're giving instructions. Number 1, number 2, number 3. And openness is asking or a stance or a body disposition if you're asking questions. Do you need support? What support do you need? How can I help you? How can I serve you? And playfulness is fun, di ba? Well, when you're inserting humor or tatawa ako sa sarili ko. You know, kasama yan sa delivery. Okay? And this is very important, especially if you're doing the grounding. Okay? Yan yung mga shinare ni Paulo Castro kanina. O stands for organization. So tapos na sa letter D. Letter O means organization. So ano si organization? Please write this down. Okay? Organization means flow of thoughts. Yung ganda ng flow ng thoughts mo. Okay? Ang ganda ng flow ng letter C. C stands for content. Okay? Yung laman, yung language, okay? Choice of words, okay? Organization. Back to letter O is flow of thoughts. Meaning this is feedback based on the beginning, the body, and the closing. Okay? Yan yung organization. Okay? Hey guys, learning? Learning a lot. Grabe to. So before moving forward, I'd like to check in. Bago tayo pumunta sa check-in ni second or the fourth feedback giver, I'd like to check in. Where are you guys at? Are you guys learning so far? What are your realizations? Maybe reflect back on your leadership or how you run your own meetings based on the feedback that you guys are getting. What are your realizations around your leadership or realizations around the conversations that we're having right now? Yan, umpisahan natin. Si Roy ba nakataas ng kamay? You there, Roy?
Hi, Coach MJ,
Let's
it's
go.
me.
Hi, bro.
Well, first of all, I'd like to give feedback on how Coach Paulo did his feedback with Jen. I appreciate him because not only that he gave full out feedback, but he was also able to quickly demonstrate how it's done. So he said, if I were to do it, I'll do it this way. And it's very important when you give feedback, not only that you're giving feedback, but you also want to make sure that they're also showing them how it's done, so that they will realize, that's how it should have been done pala. So it's very important also. Now, Coach MJ, if you'll just give me just quick second lang, just share. I just want to share something. So when we give feedback, it should be time bound. Okay, hindi siya dapat kasi it's different from giving coaching eh. So when you give feedback, if you feel like there's a need for you to give feedback, then you give feedback right away. Do not give feedback for something that happened in the past or do not give feedback for something that happened from last month. Kasi hindi ko na maalala yan. If you're going to give me feedback from what happened, from the things that happened last month, I won't remember that. Okay, so aside from that, you should aside from real time, then you also get the commitment and follow through, right? So not only that we're giving feedback now, but there's also follow through. Example, if your leader is doing business orientation, then you give feedback right away. Then after that, then you'd ask, is it okay if I'll give feedback on the next business meeting or business orientation, so I can follow through with the performance, how you did, or the progress really. Because not only that you're giving feedback now, but you want to check the progress of the leader as well. You're giving feedback on. And also should be targeted. Share ko lang to, Coach MJ, no? So when we give feedback, we do not like give all the feedback now. Okay? Ito lahat, ito ibigay mo lahat. No, you have to choose kung ano saan doon ang pinaka-importante kung saan doon yung feel mo there's urgency to give feedback on. Because you don't expect me to understand all the things you say na binigay mo na sa akin lahat. It has to be targeted. So that's my point. But I appreciate all the learnings that you guys give us, the structure. I love the structure from the beginning, from acknowledging the person you're giving feedback on until allowing them to also realize what needs to improve on themselves. So yun lang din sa akin, Coach MJ. Thank you for giving me time. I appreciate you.
Very articulate. Thank you so much. Palakpakan natin si Roy. Thank you so much for that amazing contribution. Yeah. So maybe I'd like to, daming nagtaas ng kamay. Siguro one last, no, if you could give 1 to 2 sentences, no, or maybe maximum 1 minute. What's your biggest realization so far? Maybe bring this around your leadership. With all of the things that you guys are learning at right now, lahat ng mga tips, techniques, na structure na nakukuha natin, let's make it real. Let's make this learning real for us. Because every one of us are learning, right? Tips, practical tips right now. Now, I want to bring this around my leadership. Ngayon na natutunan ko na to, or ngayon na na-discover ko, ganito pala magbigay ng feedback. Ganito pala yung mga guidelines. No? And this will allow me to help me elevate the feedback that I'm giving to my people from alam niyo yun, feedback okay na yan, to a professional PBA feedback. What are you realizing around this conversation that we have right now? What are you learning about your leadership? So maybe I'd like to call Gideon Pedros. So let's go, Gideon.
Hi, Coach MJ. Thank you for acknowledging me. I have a lot of realization when giving feedback, especially when it comes to my leadership. No, so I think that I have to make my feedback to be more organized so that I can get also responsive feedback, no, coming from my team. Okay, so in bringing it around my leadership, nakita ko talaga doon sa pinakita ng mga coaches na napakadali, smooth lang magbigay ng feedback because yung receiver is o yung team is ready to receive, and parang walang hassle, walang boundary ba, kasi hindi sa parang treatin mo yung tao mo, which is really, it's my reflection kasi parang kasi ako promoter ako, medyo dominant ako sa personality ko. So kung merong sistema pala, meron tayong sinusunod, like especially yung DOC, this will make the team more comfortable in giving feedbacks, and it will really bring results to my team. Thank you, Coach. Thank you for sharing.
Maraming salamat, Gideon. Palakpakan natin si Gideon. Thank you so much. Dahil dyan, dagdagan natin ang tips, ang practical tips na ibinibigay namin sa inyo. Guys, ready? All right. Maybe let's check in, no? I just want to check in with this room. How many of you guys are training your people in terms of kunwari, financial planning, or magagawa ng sales presentation, or however you guys do your sales? You guys are training your people to effectively sales as well, yes? Okay? Maybe some of you guys are teaching them tips on how to close sales, tama? Okay? Maybe some of you guys are teaching them things about leadership or about client servicing or whatever you guys are teaching your people. I just want to make sure that you guys are teaching or training your team. Tama ba? Yes? Okay? So here's the thing. Okay? One tip that we also do, which we will do as well here in Empowered moving forward. Okay? For example, kunwari, magde-demo ako ng sales. Okay? Paano gawin yung financial planning sa client ko? Or siya yung magra-run ng sales presentation or ng financial planning, and I'm there to observe. Okay? So what we usually do is after the performance or after niyang sales presentation or after niyang mag financial planning, we give feedback right away. So what we do is okay, so pwede mag-role play ng mabilis? Yes? Yes, thank you so much. So role play tayo ng mabilis, no? Kunwari si Richmond. Hi ka nga, Richmond. Ramira.
Hi.
Yon, okay. Kunwari si Richmond lang yung ka-role play ko para lang meron tayong POV. But at the same time, lahat tayo gagawin itong exercise na to. You guys ready? Type ready in the chat box below if you are ready. All right. All right. So everyone take a deep breath. Inhale. Exhale. Richard, Richmond, that's a great presentation earlier. So what we're gonna do is, so Richmond, let's take off your financial wealth planner hat, okay, or facilitator's hat or leader's hat. Go ahead, do this with me. Right hand, take this out, take this off. Take this off, okay, binaba si sombrero, and on your left hand, okay, on your left hand, wear the learner's or observer hat. Go ahead. Okay, meaning we completely took away the previous role, which is you as a financial planner doing the sales or whatever you are teaching your people, whatever role na nakaatas sa kanya, and then sinuot natin yung observer hat. Meaning, tama si Ana, nag-shift. Observer and learner's hat. Meaning, from this moment forward, okay, all we gotta do is feedback giving to one another. Bolt in tayo what worked and what could work better. So that on the next run, on the next presentation, will be better. Are you guys learning so far? Lagay naman ang heart reaction button dyan if you guys have learning so far. Grabe! Hubad na. Ito na lahat! Ito na lahat ang practice namin! yun na yun. Thank you so much, Richmond. Palakpakan natin si Richmond. Alright, moving forward. Let's now move on to the fourth feedback giver, which is mabibigyan ng feedback yung nag-lead ng check-in. And let's now call on the FWM, the leader that catapult the 100% activity ratio in A-Quest. None other than Cathy Domingo. Palakpakan natin si Cathy!
Thank you, Coach MJ. Ang galing-galing mo. Ang dami mo mga pasabog today. And of course, good morning, Empowered 6. Thank you for the introduction. Akala ko kanina dire-diretso na ako, no? Kasi nga nawala si Coach MJ. But yeah, nonetheless, before I go to Hope pala, I'd like to just get from Roy kanina what he said when he shared, no, na not all of the, what you call this, yung feedback dapat ibigay mo right away. And dapat ang feedback may sense of urgency. Tama ba, Roy? Thank you for sharing that because
I agree, Coach.
yes, so ang sabi nga ni John Maxwell, I don't have the exact quote, that if you want to praise someone or praise your employee or your advisor, it has to be on time, no? It has to be up to date yung pagbibigay ng praise, ng effort, and even the feedback of your advisor, so that maalala pa niya, meron pang pawis, no? And meron pang nandyan pa, fresh pa sa mind niya. At the same time, yung sinabi mo nga na dapat hindi ibigay lahat. For the sake of this learning session, the reason why we are putting out all the feedback, blow by blow, intensive, sabi nga ni Coach MJ kanina, hindi pang barangay but professional world-class feedback, because definitely you will not get this anywhere else. Only here in Empowered. And we are dedicating this learning session to really himay-himay all the feedback that we can give you take down notes. Of course, we are recording this, but definitely in the next learning session, hindi na po ganito ka blow by blow because of course we have other learning sessions that we're going to do. Okay ba yun, Roy? No? So
Yes.
that's the reason why we are doing this. All right? So take a deep breath, inhale and exhale, no? And for the sake of everyone, lalo na ang mga first timers, we have 285 people here. The reason why we have check-in question is that so that we have also in your regular meetings, the reason why we have that in place as part of our structure in the meeting is to share energy. Masyado lang tayo marami dito, and it was also planned, no, na everybody is in the plenary. But if, for example, 100 tayo katao or even less, we do breakout rooms and we share energy with each other. Okay, so hindi lang diretso meeting, diretso sa ano ba yan, mga submissions natin, mga targets, mga goals, di ba? But we have this check-in question to check on what? Number one, personal, no? Personal intentions, probably wins ng tao, gratitude, because that will give us connection also as far as personal life ng advisor ninyo. Tama ba? At least alam mo na, okay, meron pala siyang sineselebrate na win as far as Valentine's Day, di ba? Nag-date sila kagabi ng husband niya, o di ba? Pwede yun maging win. But I also love it na we also include number 2, which is professional check-in, no? And kanina yun yung ginawa ni Hope. All right, so that being said, I'd like to see Hope on Spotlight as well so we can have a conversation, feedback session on how she did the check-in. Go ahead, let's see. Yan, go ahead. So thank you, Hope, for leading us to the check-in question. And I'd like to go straight to the point right now, no, since almost time's up and I want to make sure that we are on purpose. All right, so are you open to have feedback with me today, Hope?
Yes, Coach.
All right, so would you like to feedback yourself? What worked and what could work better?
What worked for me is yung energy ko pa din. After nung solemn na grounding, syempre hindi na tayo nasa grounding. Enough ko na ulit yung energy kasi nasa check-in na tayo. And also yung awareness ko din doon sa pagsalo sana noong poster kanina. I was ready din sana to share na lang kasi nag-glitch si Tech kanina. But buti na lang nasalo din ni Tech. So I was aware din doon sa part na yon. And then yung energy ko pa rin, nandun doon yung tonality ko, maganda po yung delivery ko. So I think those things are what worked for me. What could have worked better is parang hindi ko yata naitago din kanina yung kaba ko na nagkaroon ng glitch. And then medyo nataranta na si ate girl nung may ganun na pong nangyari kanina. Tapos medyo disaligned na ako, medyo aligaga na ako sa mga sinasabi ko. Kasi kabado po ako kung anong iniisip ng mga students doon sa glitch na nangyari. So medyo out of touch ako kanina. Ayun po.
Thank you for that, Hope, and thank you for being so open around learning about feedback, no? And is it okay, or are you open to also learn feedback from me as well?
Yes, Coach.
Awesome. So what worked for you, Hope, is your smile. And hindi ko naramdaman yung sinasabi mo na nataranta ka, no? So I felt that you were confident. Your smile was very friendly. Your disposition was really very open, no? And kung ako ang first timer dito, I would really feel na, uy, ang friendly naman itong organization na to. I also feel that what worked for you leading to the check-in questions is yung may visuals, no? And although medyo may glitch kanina, but the visual really worked because some people here kasama na ako, no? I'm a visual person. I would want to see something pasted there because baka hindi ko marinig na maayos because I'm not very much into auditory. I'm more visual. So that worked also. Number 3 is what worked is yung creativity of the question, no? The check-in question. Hindi lang siya yung usual, but you tied it up to the learning session from last week. All right? So what I feel could work better for you though is number 1, yung tone of voice. All right? So the tone of voice, I felt na hindi siya nagbago from the acknowledgement because definitely check-in question will give instructions. And giving instructions, dapat yung boses natin is more structured. Yan yung sinabi ni MJ kanina, ni Coach MJ, na may structure because you're giving instructions to people. What I felt lang kanina, medyo nagmadali ka and at the same time, hindi klaro kung ano ba yung dapat gawin ng lahat. No? Lalo na kung 300 packs, 300 people in the Zoom, they could get lost. No? And the good thing is it was in plenary, so not everyone is obliged to talk, but when you go into breakout rooms, baka lang pagpunta nila sa breakout rooms, ano nga yun? Diba? Yung, kasi hindi klaro yung instructions. So what we usually say, no? When we give instructions, it's like you're talking to a 4-year-old child. It's like putting period in between your words because you want to make sure that the instructions are clear. Number 1, and it's also good if you can use your hands as a gesture kasi 'di ba parang nasa ano na nga tayo, nasa Zoom na nga tayo, hindi pa tayo gumagalaw, 'di ba? So number 1, no? So ganon. Number 1, state your name, background, location, and why are you here? Ganon siya. So very clear ang instructions. Second thing that I would like, what I feel could have worked better for you, Hope, is the word or the phrase, no, in a moment. So practice that kahit naka-off ang audio, but notice Coach Ross, Coach MJ, and everyone else here giving instructions, we always use in a moment. No? So in a moment, I will be breaking you out into breakout rooms. And what I will want you to do is number 1, share your name, location, etc., etc., etc. Number 2, blah, 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 and how many minutes. Lalo na dito sa meeting natin, we have a lot of things to cover, and I saw a lot of people raising hands kanina, siguro mga more than 10 people. So what I would have done better, or if I were to do it, Hope, I would just ask for perhaps 2 to 3 sharers. I'll be giving you 1 minute each, and I will show my cell phone a timer to make sure na hindi sila mag-over 1 minute. So very structured because we have a lot of things to cover. Other than that, I feel that everything else was good. I love your energy, and of course, I love the way that you opened up to everyone in the room. All right, so Hope, how do you feel and what are you realizing from the feedback?
I feel great kasi na-realize ko ulit, syempre na marami po akong dapat i-improve sa hosting ko. I'm actually doing great, but there's still room po for improvement. Natututunan ko rin po na maging diverse or maging, ang tawag doon, maging versatile pa. Kasi hindi ako dapat nagsistick sa energy na meron lang ako. I can shape shift, parang ganun pa. So, taking notes po sa mga sinabi ninyo, Coach. And I'm learning a lot. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Hope. And as I close this feedback, I'd like to honor and appreciate you for saying yes, for having the courage to take on different roles today. And tama yung sinabi mo, dapat mag-shift ang tone of voice because different roles entail also different tone of voice. Overall, I'd like to thank and honor you for being so open and just being the greatest teacher for this class today. Thank you so much. Back to you, Coach MJ.
Amazing. Palakpakan naman natin si Coach Kathy, at the same time Empower Rangers _ Hope Salvador, for being a great teacher with us today. Maraming salamat. Again, palakpakan natin si Coach Kathy. Punong-puno dahil sobrang daming valuable bombs that Coach Kathy shared with us today. And for everyone, Yan. For everyone who's here, still here, you guys are in for a treat if you stayed until, especially for our guests, if you stay until the end of the session, you guys are in for a treat because meron pa akong last and final important, very important tip na sobrang importante, dahil kung hindi nyo to malalaman at hindi nyo maaabutan yung isi-share ko mamaya, lahat ng tinuro nating content, feedback, tips, and techniques, and structure will be useless. Para lang siyang how to be a millionaire or how to get a six-pack abs na nakikita natin. Pero bakit hindi ko siya ma-embrace? Bakit ganon? Bakit hindi pa rin siya gumagana? Okay? Yan yung i-share ko later on sa last segment ng feedback giving natin. So stay until the end of the session. But anyway, I also want to highlight what Kathy mentioned earlier na check-in. The purpose of check-in is for our audience or for our people to meet their personal needs over our own practical needs as leaders, no? Yan din yung sinabi ni Leo last time na during the check-in, just to reiterate, no, para mapunan natin yung personal needs ng ating mga tao, because people or humans have a need to be acknowledged. Human need to be heard. Human need to express. Human need to feel valued, no? Na importante ako sa organisasyon, na importante ako kay leader, importante ako kay mentor, especially na nilook up tayo ng mga tao natin, di ba? Human need to be appreciated through affirmation. So if this is the structure of your meeting, every meeting, punong-puno yan ng pagmamahal. So again, maraming salamat, Coach Kathy, with the tips, and hope for being the best teacher for our check-in today. Maraming salamat. Moving forward to the next segment, which is the one who synthesized the shares. And this will be given feedback by none other than Luis Go. I-welcome naman natin si Luis Go Flores. Baka magalit sa akin si Migs eh. No? Luis Go Flores, palakpakan natin.
Thank you so much, Coach MJ. Thank you so much for all the learnings for today. I want to call Hope again. Are you here? Still here, Hope? No?
Yes, Coach.
Grabe, Hope. Thank you so much for doing and really inspiring us with your courage. Salamat for taking on different roles for today. And of course, for our last part of the meeting structure, which is synthesis or synthesizing, no? If I may ask Hope, no, what do you think works and what could work better for you for that part?
Sa which part po?
Sa synthesizing, no? Just to give you a brief background, no? You notice after the check-in, you ask for shares, tama ba? You ask for people to share, and then after that, after na mag-share ng mga tao, you acknowledge them, and after that, you synthesize what they've shared.
What worked for me po is I was just open and vulnerable. I was actually eager po. Very eager po ako na makarinig ng feedback. Kasi I know that this feedback will really level me up. It will really, make me a better leader, a better manager candidate, a better person. And what could have worked better po sa akin is sana, paano ba? I'm still in the process po ako sa pag-iisip what could have worked better. But siguro sa akin kanina, sa sobrang kabado ko, hindi na ako nakapag-take notes sa iba. Pero I was able to take notes naman dun sa iba habang nag-feedback sila sa akin. So yung sa akin na lang po ngayon is, sana as I am listening to them, I also am taking notes so that I get to be reminded with their feedbacks on my performance later on kapag magre-review ako mga ganung bagay po.
Yeah, thank you so much, Hope. No, I just want to ask, no, kasi for the purpose of everyone else as well, no. I'm not sure if naturo to sa inyo or nasabi sa inyo. Do you know what synthesis is as part of the meeting structure? Or ikaw, Hope, do you know that part?
No, Coach.
Ayan, thank you so much for being honest, no? It's really important as well na aware muna tayo kung ano yon, no? Kasi baka nga naman kasi the reason why hindi natin siya nagawa or hindi natin siya na-apply kasi hindi natin siya alam, no? So for the purpose of everyone else and for you, Hope, synthesis is actually the part of the meeting structure wherein after, di ba, nag-check-in tayo. Okay, nag-check-in tayo and then you ask for people to share. Kanina, may mga taong nag-raise ng hands and they shared all their learnings from your check-in questions. You actually acknowledge them, these people na nag-share, and at the same time also, you actually put the key points together and actually use those ideas, use their shares to actually create new insights, to create new perspective considering the topic at hand. No? So anong example nito, no? Just for the purpose, everyone, before I go to Hope's feedback, no? Kasi again, I think hindi alam ni Hope, hindi alam ng team, and everyone else, no, paano to nag-work, no? If you guys notice nung last session, the cluster heads led the check-in, tama ba? The MCs and the cluster heads learned the opening and the meeting structure, and you notice from time to time after na mag-share kayo, the cluster heads or the MCs will actually add on additional learnings or additional shares based on your share. So that's what the synthesis is all about. No? Are you guys getting it? You guys learning? Okay, sige. So unang-una, Hope, for you, know what worked is, I love the energy, na-mention na to kanina, and I guess what worked for you is, you went straight right away. No? Wala nang masyadong palabok, wala nang masyadong cheche-boreche, diretso na tayo. No? After ng check-in, you ask for shares right away, and dire-diretso na. No? What worked also for you is you acknowledge everyone na nag-share, you acknowledge them and you smile after na nag-share sila. Like for example, thank you so much for that share, Cleveland. Thank you so much for that share, Richmond. You acknowledge, no? So that worked for you, and at the same time, from time to time, you also gave affirmation. So that worked for you, no? What could have worked better? Also, Hope, and your next level, no, I feel like yun nga, I guess the reason why hindi natin nagawa yung synthesis, kasi hindi naman tayo aware dito, no, hindi natin alam kung paano siya nag-work, no, but it's really important also to give synthesis, to synthesize every share, add some of your thoughts around it, and really connect it to the topic, no? Especially, how many of you here, just like Hope, no, you want to become facilitator? Diba? As facilitators, our role is to further reinforce the shares and at the same time, add on our learnings as well. No? The reason why we do synthesis is para, alam niyo yon, check-in questions pa lang, busog na yung mga tao sa learnings because of your additional thoughts, additional learnings around it, no? Second here, what could also work better for you, Hope, is I feel like medyo nagmamadali tayo, no? Siguro kasi nga ang daming gustong mag-share, so you wanna be able to accommodate everyone. But if I were to do it, talagang really to take your time. no? Take your time for every share, no? Pero hindi naman yung sobrang ikaw na yung time, but I feel like kanina parang nagmamadali, really moving on from one person to another na hindi na natin masyado na digest yung learnings, no? So how do we do synthesis? How do we do synthesizing? For example, no, ganito siya. This is how it works, no? If I were to do it. For example, may nag-share kanina, no? Thank you so much for that share. Maraming salamat, no? I wanna honor and acknowledge you kasi talagang pinaghandaan mo, no, yung learning session mo, and at the same time for being honest, no, na this time ngayon mo lang, no, ever since you became a leader, ngayon ka lang naghanda sa meeting mo, no? And again, as leaders, tama ba? It's really important for us as leader to set the standards, no? To set the standards of excellence to our team by actually what? By preparing for our meeting. And alam nyo, di ba? You notice that if our people feel, no, kapag naramdaman ng mga tao natin na talagang grabe to si pinaghandaan niya yung meeting natin, di ba? When now they turn to lead the meetings, automatic now they will make sure they will be excellent as well. They will be full out as well. They will be prepared 100%. Why? Because ikaw as leader, you set as an example. You set that standard so high in excellence, no? And at the same time, sabi nga nila, 'di ba, as managers, our role as leaders, 'di ba, is to treat our people as our VIP. 'Di ba? We want to make them feel like we honor them, we acknowledge them, they are our VIP by actually preparing for our meetings 100% excellently. Thank you so much for your shares. Go ahead, next person. Go ahead, unmute. Yon. That's how you do synthesis or synthesizing. What are you getting from that? Hope, go ahead.
Sa akin po is, ayun, sana hindi ako nagmadali kasi naging conscious po ako sa time frame na sa airtime for the synthesis. So, hindi ko na po masyadong tawag dito, tinake yung time ko para i-honor and i-appreciate yung ibang speakers. Sa ibang speakers ko na lang siya nagawa. So, I should have taken time talaga and really own my part. So, that's what I'm getting, to really own it. Also, tawag dito, to share also my thoughts about what they're sharing. So that's really important kasi that shows lang din na you really are invested and are listening to the person who is talking. So yun po. Thank you. Thank you, Coach.
Yes, thank you so much, Hope. I love the term ownership. That's really it. You're really taking ownership of your spotlight and really sharing your thoughts as well kasi ikaw na yung nandyan di ba? And unang-una, thank you so much again, Hope, for really having the courage to step up today, for really doing 3 roles when in fact, pwede naman, ikaw lang yung opening, iba na yung mag-check-in questions, but you really stepping up your game, it really shows a lot about you being open to expand yourself as a leader. So I'm so excited for your growth and next time to see you really being excellent, no? As a host, as a leader. You are very inspiring. You inspired a lot of people today, 300 people. Maraming salamat. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you so much, Luis. At the same time, Hope, palakpakan natin sa Hope. Peace mode dato. Biga Hope, 3 role. Sa isang session. Grabe. Maraming salamat. Again, palakpakan natin si Luis Go Flores with that wonderful feedback session. For the last task or last feedback na bibigyan natin ng feedback is the one who did the intro, no, na nag-intro sa akin at ako ang magbibigay ng feedback sa iyo. Let's bring her on the spotlight right now. I guess that's Jobs, right? Jobs, si Jobs ba? Yon, ang ganda-ganda ng boses mo. Jobs, how are you today?
I'm feeling happy and excited. So.
Amazing. So are you open to work today regarding your task as the one who will be giving introduction to the main facilitator today? Yes?
Yes.
Yes, thank you so much. So great. Can you give yourself feedback? What worked and what could have worked better for you? Go ahead.
What works for me is yung inaaral ko talaga kung paano ka coach mag-introduce kapag nagpo-podcast po kayo. So, pag may mga speaker po, yon inaaral ko talaga siya kasi wala akong idea kung paano siya gagawin. Tapos, what could work better is medyo na-overcome ako ng kaba ko. Ayun, yun lang po. End of show.
Take a deep breath. Inhale. Exhale. You are awesome. Jobs, are you open for me to give you feedback?
Yes, of course po.
Yeah. Jobs, what I feel work for you is tama ka. Actually, nagulat ako the way you introduced me today. Sabi ko, ay, wow, grabe. Nag-research to. So, hindi ko alam kung paano ka nag-research at na-mention mo, podcast, etc. So, you really did your homework well. I appreciate you around it. Great job. And what I feel could have worked better for you or your next wanna reach out to the assigned speaker or to the assigned facilitator dito sa session na to or sa session na nakaatas ka to introduce the speaker or the facilitator so that you'll be able to have at least a connection or maybe ask kunwari MJ, how do you want me to introduce you? Or maybe the next level for you is more than the accolades, more than the accomplishments. Ano yung impact na naibigay sa iyo ito ng taong to? So I don't know if you guys noticed, but some of the programs like Even Empowered, Discovery, Breakthrough, Abundance, sa lahat na ng mga nag-graduate ng programs at nakikita niyo sa amin, in IM Plus and A-Quest, okay, pag si Ras, ini-introduce niya yung mga staff, mga staffers, mga mentor coaches, mga kasama niyang second phase and mga facilitators or maybe even fits. Grabe yung ano niya, no? Yung emotion niya around it. Or maybe he talk about 10% accolades, 10% accomplishments. Majority of the time, he talk about the transformation of this person, the impact this person created. Because at the end of the day, as the famous quote, ang sinasabi ng famous quote is people don't care how much you know unless they felt how much you care. Is this making sense? Right? So, what are you learning? What are you learning with this feedback, Jobs?
What I'm realizing na kailangan pala talaga ng connections and kasi kailangan nung malaman mo kung ano yung mga pwedeng possible na maging impact sa'yo ng speaker, ganun po. Thank you.
Yeah, 100%. I agree with you. How do you feel about this conversation?
I'm happy and alam kong marami pa akong
Absolutely. So, Jobs, as I close this feedback, I'd like to honor you and appreciate you as you step up your game. And I can see that you are one of the best leaders who can make a difference in introducing the introducing facilitator or the main speaker, because not only you did homework but including your delivery. I love your delivery. Para akong nasa radyo kanina. Ang tindi. Para akong nasa talk show. Ganun yung pakiramdam ko. Akala ko nasa panibagong talk show na naman ako. Ikaw pala yun, Jobs. You've elevated this game world class. I just want to appreciate you and honor you, Jobs, for bringing this to the next level. Maraming salamat. Palakpakan natin si Jobs. Di ako makasigaw dito kasi nasa coffee ako. Nasa coffee shop ako, but I appreciate you, Jobs. So everyone, take a deep breath. Inhale. Exhale. Are you guys learning? Thumbs up if you guys are learning. Okay. Ready to learn some more? Okay, thumbs up if you are ready to learn some more. Yeah, let's go. So before I give you the last and final important feedback principle, which will allow you to be able to fully embrace how to give empowering conversations through transformational feedback through ontological coaching. I'd like to check in with you with all of the feedback that you guys heard and all of the lessons that you guys had and taken notes in your journal right now. I'd like to check in. What is the most impactful learning for you from the feedback that you guys witnessed and from the tips and techniques that you guys got during this session? So let's start with Seth. Na naunang nagtaas ng kamay. Go ahead, brother.
All right. So what I'm learning here, Coach No, is parang when it comes to giving feedback, bigay natin yung feedback kung paano natin gustong makuha yung feedback. At the same time, see that person as a human being. Hindi lang, okay, may mali ka, but ito yung we need to work on. Kasi lahat naman tayo, we are a work in progress. So yeah.
Napakaganda nung sinabi mo, Seth. Magbigay tayo ng feedback base sa kung paano natin gustong tumanggap ng feedback. I highly agree with you. Palakpakan natin si Seth. Next one is Dagi Sargado. Let's go, Dagi.
Hi, Coach. Good morning. Dagi. Hi, I'm Dagi from the Superstars. So, what I'm learning here is really the importance of feedback. No, grabe yung ka-critical kung paano siya paano magbigay ng feedback, kasi doon pa lang yung binibigyan ng feedback ay magla-learn. Not only that, but also the people around na nakikinig. Kasi yun nga, naririnig ko lagi na you're being a teacher to everyone here. Because yung sabi nga nila, diba, the experience is the best teacher. But also, the experience of others can also be a great teacher for us. So napansin ko doon na kapag nakikinig lang ako sa feedback na binibigay sa ibang tao, nilalagay ko rin yung sarili ko doon. At mas natututo ako and mas alam ko na yung strengths, weakness, mas na-realize ko rin kung paano ko gagawin yung mga bagay na yun. Yun lang for me, Coach. Thank you.
Napakagandang observation, Dagi. Palakpakan natin si Dagi. I highly agree with you na kahit hindi tayo yung binigyan ng feedback directly at naririnig lang natin yung binibigay na feedback sa ibang tao or sa kasama natin, natututo rin tayo. And I want to tell you guys as a first-hand recipient in the AQuest, no, na kumbaga sa insurance industry, ganito yung nakalakihan kong kultura na may experience ako sa corporate. Nung natikman ko yung pagbibigay ng feedback sa AQuest, tapos sobrang pakiramdam ko safe, tapos professional yung pagbibigay ng feedback, hindi lang yung basta-basta pag nangingita ng feedback, magaling, okay naman, di ba? Pero yung pagbibigay ng feedback, professional, grabe, ang dami kong natutunan na kahit na hindi ako yung binibigyan ng feedback directly, natututo ako. Ay, grabe, wala nang balikan. Na in love na ako sa ganitong kultura. So imagine, if this is the culture that you guys will be building or rebuilding moving forward in your organization. Heto na yung isa sa pinaka-importanteng elemento or pinaka-importanteng factor that will allow you to build a self-sustaining, self-managed, self-motivated organization. If you are building a culture of trust, because everyone is open to give and receive feedback and give professional feedback through ontological coaching in your organization, automatic in love ang mga taong a-attend ng iyong meeting. Meeting pa lang, BOP na. Panis. Yun. Alright? Thank you so much. Maraming salamat, Dagi, sa pag-highlight pag-share ng iyong damor na mas nagiging maganda yung lumalabas na conversation, because we were drawing up learnings from each and everyone. So thank you, Dagi, for bringing that up. So next one is, or maybe last one muna. Tapos sa lahat ng mga nakataas na may, please stay kasi tatawagin ko ulit kayo later on. So last but not the least is Jeff. I want to hear from you, Jeff Tequila. Go ahead.
Hi, Coach. Hello. Thank you so much for this powerful session. Okay. Hello, everyone. I'm Jeff Tequila. I'm from Fearless Champions or Fearless Champs. And yan, this session is really powerful, especially sa akin, as someone who's working in the charity UNICEF Philippines. And sorry, someone's calling. Yan. And sa akin, number one is sometimes as a leader kasi kapag may gusto kong i-coach, alam mo na yung sagot eh. Alam mo kung paano siya, alam mo yung parang gusto mong ibigay sa kanya. It's just that nagkakaroon lang ng miscommunication kung paano mo siya i-deliver. So in this session, talagang nakuha ko kung paano mo siya maibibigay. And actually, nung nag-i-start yung session, parang super curious ako kung paano siya paano papasok yung ontological coaching. And now, after this session, dito ko na-appreciate na talagang matatarget yung heart, yung mind at saka yung body when you give this feedback in this structure. That's why I super appreciate it. And yun, kapag may mga coachings at may mga trainings na mga ibabato kami, so super powerful nito. So yun, sa akin. End of sharing. Thank you, guys.
Maraming salamat. Palakpakan natin si Jeff, Fearless Champs. Thank you so much. Galaw-galaw nang hindi tayo ma-stroke. Thank you, Jeff. I appreciate that. And I highly agree with everything that you've mentioned. And that brings me to the feedback principles that I'd like to share with you as we end this learning session, which is very, very important. Paano mapunta sa next slide? Yon. All right. Let me share this with you. As I now share my screen, so ganito lang muna, no? Dahil mabagal ang ating internet. So number one, again, I'll be giving the slides to you guys. So for some, you may want to take a photo sa mga hindi enrolled sa Empowered. So number one, important feedback principles. So I'd like you to read this one. She, go ahead. She, please read. Number one, ready, begin.
Top of mind, always enhance their self-esteem by making sure you make them feel right about themselves and never make them feel wrong with what they did. The fact that they stood up in courage to do the task, that's already a win.
I 100% agree. Palakpakan natin si She. Thank you so much for reading. And ito dapat lagi yung top of mind natin. Ibig sabihin, ito lagi yung top of mind natin every time we will give feedback. We want to make sure na every time we will give feedback, they don't feel attacked. We want to make sure that we will protect their self-esteem or self-image or pagtingin nila sa sarili nila because meron man silang nagawang mali or hindi effective. At the end of the day, people do the best way they know how. So they will learn from our feedback or from nasasabihin natin sa kanila na blind spots nila na probably hindi nila alam and never make them feel wrong about what they did. Okay? So, yung courage pa lang to volunteer and courage pa lang to step up is already a win. And I highly guarantee with you guys, if ramdam nila na, wow, ganito pala yung pakiramdam kahit hindi pa ako perfect, kahit hindi pa ako ganun kagaling, but every time I show up, every time I volunteer, every time I step up my game, natututunan, may bago akong natututunan at nakikita ko yung sarili ko getting better and better and better every time I show up. So She, if I may ask you, if ganito yung nararamdaman ng tao sa organisasyon mo, every time you guys give feedback to one another, what do you think will happen in your organization na binibuild mo, She?
Everybody will win. Everybody's happy and fulfilled.
And everybody will create results. Thank you so much. Palakpakan natin si She. Okay? Next point. Okay? Next principle that is very important. Number 2. Yan. Ay. Kinakain ng Zoom. Yan. Number 2. Alright? Please read. Pakibasa. Jerry P. Yan. Empower Rangers _ Jerry.
Okay, number 2, be careful in using the word we in giving feedback because you might not be speaking for everyone. This is just you and your personal experience.
Yun, maraming salamat. Ano ang take mo dito or ano ang pagkakaintindi mo dito, Jerry?
Okay, Coach MJ, for giving feedback, let us avoid the word we because we are not representing the organization or your team mo, but this is a personal, no, this is a personal experience between you and the person who is nag-give ng feedback. Yun po.
I highly agree with you. Palakpakan natin si Jerry. If you guys notice earlier, no, ang nabanggit to ni Paulo Castro kanina and some of the cluster heads who give feedback, sinasabi nila lagi, personal preference ko lang. Personal preference ko lang. Ako lang to. Personal preference ko lang. Did you guys notice that? Okay? Yan, what I feel like. Personal preference ko lang. Okay? Did you guys notice that? So, because again, be careful in using the word we. Okay? Because we might not be speaking for everyone. Sa atin lang to in dating personal experience. Okay? So, next one. Yan. Next principle. Yan. Number 3. Pakibasa. Mayrin Katubig. Number 3.
Always remember to make them look good by separating the person with the action or behavior. It's like saying, I really like you, you're perfect and awesome, and the action that you did not match how I see you.
Ano kayang pagkakaintindi mo dito, Mayrin?
Para sa akin, Coach, dapat tingnan natin yung binibigyan natin ng feedback based on the action and not how we see that person outside the situation. Acknowledge natin kung ano talaga yung ginawa niyang maganda, and if hindi if maganda yung tingin natin sa isang tao and yung action niya is below our expectation, we also have to be open in telling them that their action do not match how we see them, which we believe that they can do better. Thank you.
Highly agree with you. Palakpakan natin si Mayrin. Yan, always remember to make them look good, okay, by separating the person, okay, with the action or behavior. Okay, ibig sabihin anong itsura nito, okay? Whatever feedback we give to our people, the way we guard their self-esteem or making them look good at the end of the day is sinasabi namin, Mayrin, hindi ikaw to. It's just, this is the action or the behavior. Ibig sabihin, that gives you the opportunity or the realization na, hindi ako to action ko lang to or behavior, pwede siyang mabago. Pwede siyang ma-improve. Okay? You guys with me? All right. Last and final. Important feedback principle. No, I'd like you to read this one. John Richer, Sacro is number 4. Go ahead, please read. Ready, begin. Sorry, kinlost ko. Ito pala. Ayan.
Number 4, urgency. Right after the task or situation.
Maraming salamat, Richard, John, sa pagbasa. Ang ibig sabihin, okay, ibibigay natin yung feedback sa tao agad-agad. Right away. Habang pawis-pawis pa galing workout or galing trabaho. Ibigay natin yung feedback agad-agad na hindi pa natutuyo, hindi pa nakakaligo, hindi na inabot kinabukasan. Nag-feedbackan agad. Kagaya ng February leaders earlier. Yan pa ulit daw, no? Na nag-host. Nakita ko sila kanina, nag-practice sila at nagbigay sila kaagad ng feedback. Nakita ko sa group chat kanina, nagyayaya pa sila ng bolt-in to give feedback with how they did with the actual task of leading our whole opening for today. So ibigay kaagad yung feedback, no? Hindi na papaabuti ng kinabukasan or pag nakaligo na or pag nakapahinga na, para fresh pa, no? Fresh pa yung memories, fresh pa yung alaala, fresh pa yung ginagawa para ma-breakdown at ma-handle at mas maging effective yung pag-uusap nyo tungkol sa feedback. Fresh pa kasi kung abutin pa to bukas, nakalimutan ko na. Sayang yung mga important golden nuggets na probably blind spots ko, hindi ko na nakita kasi ipinagpaliban pa. So, that being said, guys, learning? Okay? Learning so far? So, we have some
Na-mute.
Boss, nawalan kang mute. Ay, nawalan ka ng boses.
nawalan ba ako ng boses?
Yes
Can you
po,
guys hear
wala
me?
ko dyan kanina. Yes,
Eto,
we're
okay na?
hearing.
Am I back?
Yes po. Yeah.
Yan. I'm back. Thank you so much. So maybe I'd like to call 1 to 2 person, no? Depende sa time natin. To share what's the highlight of the session.
What was the highlight for the meeting? Hopefully, yun yung gusto sabihin ni Coach MJ. Naputol na naman siya. All right. So, what was the highlight of the meeting?
For you, no? Ano yung highlight ng session para sa iyo today? So let's call on Roy. Go ahead. And then last one will.
Thank you, Coach. Ako really, I love it because we focus on the context rather than the content. So we allow the person we're giving feedback on to just really be part of the goal, the why we're giving the feedback to that person. So instead of just stepping in and this is what we want to do, is we really give them the chance to, be part of that whole context of the feedback session. And also asking permission, really, that's really nice. Asking permission if it's okay to give feedback. It's really allowing the person to have that space during that session. And I love it. I love the structure, really. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Coach MJ. For me, the highlight would be, I think it's the separation of the behavior to the person and really emphasizing that because to be honest, most people are really resisting feedbacks, especially hindi tayo sanay with feedbacks, but the whole structure is really allowing us to appreciate and really value feedbacks. Of course, we learn how to go to a space of love and support, and as much as possible, we make sure that we are in the right state when we are giving this feedback, unlike what we are used to and we are hardwired. When we give feedback, usually it comes from ego. That's why we attack. So the whole structure is really giving me a lot of paradigm shifts, and I really appreciate this session, Coach. Thank you so much.
Maraming salamat, Crisel, and everyone who gave their shares at sa mga nagtataas pa ng kamay. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your engagement. Thank you so much for participating. And we're just very excited because next week or March 1, so next week, wala tayong meeting. That gives you a leeway and enough time to work on your homework and activities that is needed to accomplish within this month of February. So next meeting will be March 1, okay? Wednesday, which will be reality check. So gusto ko lang i-congratulate habang maaga pa, no? I'd like to congratulate some of the groups line of 8 na. 80 pataas na in terms of the group performance. The congruent, okay, with MC Bell, 83.33%. Congratulations. Please push for 100% already. Team Sigma, with Maricel Fernando, 80% na. Congratulations. With Cindy Alvar, sa cluster head niya sa Team United, kay Gab Espino, 83% already. Konting kembot na lang. Go for 100%. Who else? Grabe to, intentional na influencer pa. Congratulations. MC Neil Recinto, 83.33%. At syempre, mentor coach, Rach Tabilin, mga bigat 10 with exclamation point. 100% already. Congratulations. At so possible, guys. Yes, it is possible to be 100%. Ano pa lang February 15 pa lang. So posibleng mag 100%. Bakit pa pinapatagal-tagal pa yan? 'Di ba? Para maayos na yung mga dapat ayusin. So congratulations for the rest of the team na hindi natawag. I hope we guys get to have that sense of urgency to accomplish all these things. And just to close this session, again, if you guys need any support, I'm inside your group chat. Just let me know, reach out lang kayo sa akin. But just to close this, allow me to lead you to a quick closing prayer as I invite everyone to take one breath in, inhale. And exhale. And I'll be praying as a Christian. If there are non-Christians here, you may pray on your own.